Howdy folks, AJ coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. And if you're saying to yourself, boy, Greyhawk's, his office is in shambles, well, it should tell you that it's that time of year again. It's Comic-Con. And I intentionally left it this way because, number one, I'm too tired to straighten it up right now after 3 days of Comic-Con. And number two, I wanted you guys to see what I go through before, when I do go to Comic-Con. All the stuff I have to dig through to try and find stuff to get autographed and all that, and try and go through. And if there's other things that sometimes I want to trade some stuff with people that I know are going to be there and so forth, I got to dig it out of all my archives. So this is what it looks like when Greyhawk 4x4 attends Comic-Con. So this is going to be the first of two videos for my recaps of Salt Lake City Comic-Con fan experience. That's what they called this one in the spring. They'll have the regular Comic-Con in September, and apparently going forward there's going to be two a year. There's going to be that one, the regular Comic-Con, and then there's going to be this fan experience that they call it in the spring. So I went all 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and again, it was a freaking blast. My guess, they haven't released the numbers yet, but my guess is they probably broke the attendance that they had for the last one in September. They were estimating somewhere about the 100,000 attendance mark, so we'll see. So what this video is going to be, this is going to be my loot video. This is going to, I'm just going to show you all the stuff that I got at Comic-Con, either buying or trading for it or whatever, and including, you know, autographs and all that stuff. And then the second video will be where I talk about all of the panels and the other experiences from the con. So without any further ado, let's start it off. Now, this first item I'm going to show you is, you're going to say, what in the world does that have anything to do with a, you know, Comic-Con or any kind of a, you know, geek or nerd convention type of a deal? Because this person has never really been in anything science fiction or nerd or geeky, that type of thing. However, she is one of my favorite actresses, and she was my favorite character in one of my all-time favorite shows, The Sopranos. I'm talking about the Drea Di Matteo, and she played Adriana on The Sopranos, and she had a number of different photographs that you could ask her to autograph, and I of course had to choose the one that had Tony in it, because as we know, James Gandolfini, the actor who played Tony, is no longer with us, unfortunately. And as she told me at the con, in her opinion, he is the greatest actor that's ever been. That's what, in her opinion. So take that for what it's worth. You know, obviously she worked with him, and she might be a little biased, but a lot of people share that opinion. So if you're asking yourself what that has to do with a Comic-Con or anything like that, when the producers of this fan experience, Salt Lake City Comic-Con fan experience, when they decided to do this, they decided to branch out and open it up to other types of celebrities for that. You know, I mean, The Sopranos has a huge following. They had Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees that was there, signing autographs and signing CDs and that type of stuff. They had some wrestlers, you know, and that type of stuff. So they decided to branch it out and to include other fandoms, and I have no problem with that. I just think it added to it. I mean, I got to meet Drea Di Matteo, so, you know, I'm happy with that. In addition to her signing this for me, I will edit it in here, this picture here of her that she took with me, and so I was pretty happy about that, too. So moving on, we'll move that one out of the way. Now this next one, unfortunately, I was not able to get signed. And I tried. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, was there. Cassandra Peterson is the actress's name that plays Elvira. And she was as Cassandra Peterson. She was not as Elvira. She was as herself. She didn't have the Elvira makeup and all that stuff on. But her line to get her signatures was so long, I said, I'm not standing in that for, for at least an hour. For Drea, I didn't. There was, a couple people in front of me, so I jumped in. I just can't stand standing in lines for that type of stuff. Last year, I met Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca, and there was only a couple people in line, and so I jumped in there and got, his autograph and his picture and all that. So, that's just my thing. I just can't stand in line for, I don't know, character flaw. Call it whatever you want to. But in any case, I'm going to show these anyway because they're actually pretty cool. These are from a video game called Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, that came out late 80s, I believe. And I've got the game someplace, but I knew where I had the manuals. And so luckily enough, I was able to find them. And I was going to take them and get them signed. Of course, I didn't bother to stand in line long enough to do it, but this one's kind of cool because, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on here, but this is one of those, you can't really read it without one of those red deals, like 3D type glass type things to decipher it. So that was the plan, was to get those signed. And so if she's there next year, what I'll try to do is when I get first in the door one day, I'll go straight to her before there's a line, and I will get them signed. So I got to figure out where to put all the stuff that I've already shown you guys. Okay, because I've got junk everywhere. Okay, next thing, and it's a couple things. Those people that are familiar with the work of Tracy Hickman and his wife Laura, they collaborated on a few things for Dungeons and Dragons way back in the day. They actually, Tracy and someone named Margaret Weiss actually started the novels for Dragonlance, and Tracy and his wife Laura did some modules for the Dragonlance, or at least they did at least one. They did this one here, DL8, Dragons of War, Tracy and Laura Hickman, and they were both there at the con, so I was able to get that one signed by both of them. And I got Tracy to sign DL1 for me, for those of you that follow Dungeons and Dragons and all that type of stuff. And then I remembered that they had collaborated on one of the greatest modules for Dungeons and Dragons of all time. And it's always been known as the Halloween module because of the nature of the content. It's called Ravenloft. And anybody that's played Dungeons and Dragons has probably played through Ravenloft on a Halloween night. And it was by, once again, by Tracy and Laura together, and they signed that one for me too. So I've now got quite a bit signed by the Hickmans, and thank you all for that. Now next, I found this little, for $5, found this little R2-D2 holiday ornament, official Star Wars licensed product or whatever, but it was only $5, and I thought, well, that's pretty cheap. I'll just hang that up here in my office somewhere. I'll find a spot for it. And then to go along with that, I decided I needed a new T-shirt to put into the rotation, and I got myself a new Star Wars. And of course, yeah, being a fat ass, I had to get double XL, so I had to pay $2 extra. That is the actual price for being a fat ass, is you got to pay more for clothes. So double XL, they get you for $2 more. So I guess it would just be cheaper just to go on a diet, right? But in any case, next thing is, they had a nice booth there that all they had was, they specialized in patches and pins and decals. And I decided that the backpack that I use, and I don't have it in here to show it to you, but the backpack that I use for any kind of convention, whenever I go to one of them, is a black nylon bag that I got at E3 in 2001, and I've been using it ever since. And it's a great bag. I don't know who manufactured it or whatever, but it doesn't show 1 ounce of wear, and I use the crap out of it. I also use it for my D&D bag when I go and play like Pathfinder and D&D and stuff like that. Fantastic. So I decided that I was going to get a bunch of patches to have sewn on there to kind of liven up the bag a little bit. So the first one I got was Black Mesa Research Facility, which I'm sure everybody knows what that's in regards to. I know most of you know what that is. Got an Aperture Laboratories patch. Serenity. And had to get a Rebel Alliance patch, of course. And last but not least, I had to get a Jurassic Park one, because I saw that they had just a regular Jurassic Park patch, and I decided, well, I'll get one of those. And then she told me, well, we also have Park Ranger and we have Park Security Officer. And I said, well, I got to get a Security Officer one, because, as I've said before in my videos, I provided the security officers for the first 2 movies, Jurassic Park 1 and 2, when I was working at Universal Studios as a contract security manager. And actually, I think on the second one, no, I take that back. On the second one, I was working in-house for Universal Studios, so I was actually the security operations manager for Universal for the second one. So they had to find me one of these, but I said I got to get one of those, just for that sake alone. So, and that'll lead me in to my next item, which is some custom artwork. There's a gentleman, an artist by the name of Tyler Lampf, that goes to these Comic-Cons in Salt Lake City. I don't know, because of the glare of the monitor, if you're gonna there we go, that's better. And this is his original artwork, and you can see that he signed it once when he did the artwork, and then he signed it again for me at the convention when he gave it to me. He gave me that one along with this one, and he traded me both of those for one of these, because I found out that I had 2 of them back from the day when I did work at the studio. See if I can get this to where you guys can see it. It says opening day 19. What does it say on it? Here. Let's see. Opening day June 11th, 1993. And we got these at the studio. They gave these to us for helping with the movie. And so I had 2 of them, and he last year, when he saw me wearing mine, he freaked out, because that's apparently his favorite movie. And when I found out that I had 2 of them, I decided, well, I'll take one with me this time and see if he'll trade me for some of his artwork, and it worked out just fine. So I actually, if you like this artwork, if you like his artwork, I will put a link to his website in the description below. And if you're interested, he doesn't just do dinosaur stuff and Jurassic stuff. He does all different kinds of original artwork, and it's some really cool stuff. So if that's your type of thing, you might want to check it out. Now, and this is going to be a long video, because I got more stuff to go through. So if you were hoping for a short video, you're in luck. So next thing was, there was a guy there, and he was selling his graphic novel, and I was really interested in it because the setting is basically like a D&D setting, and he said that he was admittedly an old D&D player like me. He was probably close to my age, and the artwork in here is, in my opinion, is just pretty awesome. I really like the look of this artwork and everything. And this book right here, which is called The Road from Southfield, is the first 6 issues in one book of the comic. And so I had to buy that. It just intrigued me, and I'm looking forward to reading that. And when you buy the book for an extra $5, you get one of these. Let's see if I can do this where you guys can see it. But this is actually a map of the entire world for the setting for this graphic novel, and it's really nicely, heavily laminated. So very well protected, and that'll be nice for reference. I'll probably hang it up here. I've got a spot, I think, right there that'll fit on the wall here. And so if I get into this heavily, I'll always have that for reference. Plus, I like maps. So, and he threw in one of these for free. It's just one of the little prints of Wayfarer's Moon, an archer there, which was kind of neat. So, got all that. Now on the gaming front, this isn't a piece of loot. Well, actually, I'll save this one till tomorrow's video because we're going to talk about other stuff besides loot tomorrow. So we will go over all that tomorrow. Let's see here. I picked up this. It's a trading card, and I don't know if you can see it very well there, but it is Leonard Nimoy as Mr. Spock, and it is Gene Roddenberry, of course, and then I'm trying to recognize who the other person is there, but I know that it's Gene Roddenberry and Leonard Nimoy for sure, and I don't know who the other gentleman is. Maybe one of you out there will recognize him and can tell me who it is. But I just thought it was kind of a neat little trading card, and it was like $2. And it gives a little spiel on the back about it. So kind of like that too. And with that t-shirt that I got, when I bought that t-shirt, you got a free comic book. And it's called, the one that I got was this Alpha Flight. And they've got a coupon or something in here, and it's all sealed, and I don't want to mess with taking it out right now, but I don't know what Alpha Flight is or whatever, but it was free, so I'll give it a perusal and see what that's all about. And I think that's going to do it for on the loot end. I will talk about the panels and all that stuff in my next video. There was quite a bit. I went to quite a few panels, and you'll see what that's all about in the next video. I hope you guys liked all this stuff. If you have any comments or anything, go right ahead and show them below, and we will catch you guys on the flip side.